with independence, we could finally access global market and improve our products, do X and all these other things. I mean, things that for the US is normal stuff. But for us, it would be finally the first time you can have global trade. Great. We can finally control our customs. We can put tariffs on goods and we can have tariff waivers. We can have tariff treaties with the US and other countries. I mean, there's so much potential. So in the book, Brexit, and that I published, and then other ones, the one that came after that was Puerto Rico, the economic case for sovereignty. That one goes more in depth about independence and the economy. There's so many proposals and so many revenue streams that a Puerto Rican republic would have access to, that we could really grow our economy. I mean, just with the customs, taxes, foreign corporate taxation, things that other countries already do. If we did them, they would really support our economic growth, our treaties with the US. We could have a free trade agreement with the US, special arrangements. I mean, there's so much that we can do. But again, we can have all this amazingness in paper, but it means nothing if we don't have our freedom. So we don't have our sovereignty. Once we have our sovereignty, then we could finally implement all these plans, all these proposals, all these ideas to generate income so that we don't have to be dependent on the US. And that's the goal. We see the pro-statehood folks are all about dependence. They just want more, and I apologize for using, but this is how they refer to Americans. They want more gringo money. That's literally how they say it in Puerto Rico. They wouldn't say that to you. They would see when the stateholders talk to an Americans, they have this whole narrative or set up. Oh, we're fellow Americans. We're just like you. They kind of try to give you the warm and fuzzies that we're also all Americans. But in Puerto Rico, when you're not there, when they're talking to amongst Puerto Ricans, it's all about ka-ching, 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 money.
It's all about money.
Yeah, they would never say that to you. But
or like Haiti and other places and Jamaica. I mean, what a freaking mess. And yeah, there's been all kinds of nations trying to control them too. So I understand what you mean. I mean, what are you making any headway? Like how, that was the situation been for so long. Like what's happening?
Well, the fact that 43% just voted in the past election, even with all the fraud that happened, still we got 43%. That's a victory. That's amazing, because back when persecution and repression was really, really rough, we would get 2 to 3%. And since that's kind of leveled off, since I would say the 2000s onward, it hasn't been as bad as it used to be. And then you have more people like millennials, younger people who are raised in Puerto Rico or raised in the diaspora, who have a different vision of the world. They've traveled, they've seen other countries. They don't buy into the, we're little, we can't do it, mentality. Yeah. So that's why we have a lot of young people, and then who support independence and professionals. And then when 2028 comes around, if there's going to be another plebiscite, it's going to increase, because there are a lot of young people that supported independence but were too young to vote in 2024. But they'll be able to. And whenever they do polls at the high schools in Puerto Rico and the colleges, it's like 70-80% support independence. It's amazing. So
who's really behind this effort? Who are the champions of it?
Well, there's the Independence Party in Puerto Rico, and that party is historic. It was founded in the late 40s, and they were the second party in power before, in the 50s. But again, from the 50s onward, there was a lot of repression. There was a gag law that repressed independence movement. Our flag was illegal. You couldn't even say the word independence, or you get arrested. If the government saw you with the flag, you'd get 10 years in prison. 10 years in prison for having the Puerto Rican flag in Puerto Rico. So imagine growing up in that era. Yeah, it was hard. It was really hard. So that political party just survived. They just battled and survived. They really couldn't grow because with all the repression going on. Now, fast forward to the late 90s, 2000s, and finally they start growing, slowly growing. In 2020, I believe they were 14%. And now in 2024 elections, the candidate for governor of the Independence Party did an alliance with other parties, and he got 33%, which came in second place, right on the heels of the pro-statehood lady who won, Jennifer Gonzalez. But that wasn't heard of. That's new. Because usually in historical record, the independence candidate was always the third came in third place. Now he came in second place, and with right on the heels of being elected. So that was a big deal. So there is change happening in Puerto Rico, and there's some change that's happening that many powers that be in Puerto Rico do not want to happen. So there's even talk. I mean, sometimes on podcasts in Puerto Rico, some pro-stateholders are even talking about. And they talk about this as if it's nothing, as if it's like fooling around. That it may be time to bring back the persecution again. Like they literally said that on the podcast. Like it could be time to bring back some assassinations here and there, because to scare people to submission. They've said that, and it's straight. And remember, those are the ones that are pro-US, that they say that they're pro-USA.